Now let us focus on the methods of instruction that idealist teachers use in the classroom. In other words, how does an idealist teacher teach? What happens differently in an idealist teacher's classroom that does not happen in other classrooms? Number one, teachers are active in the students' learning. In other words, the idealist teacher is not going to come to class and say, open your textbooks to page 29 and let us read. The idealist teacher is not going to come to class and say, now copy the notes from the board. The idealist teacher is going to be involved. The idealist teacher is going to make the students do things in the classroom. In other words, the idealist teacher is going to make students into active learners, not just passive recipients sitting in their seats, listening to the teacher or copying from the board, and that is all that they think education really has to offer. Education offers much more than that in an idealist teacher's classroom. Through questioning, students encouraged to discuss, analyze, synthesize, and apply what they have read. All these wonderful verbs that you just heard, the idealist teacher is involved in, come from higher levels of Bloom's taxonomy. These help students get involved in higher order thinking. When you can apply, when you can analyze, when you can synthesize the information that you have read and learned. Knowledge gained simply is not enough. You have this knowledge now. You understand this knowledge now. What can you do with all this knowledge and information that you have? What are you able to do? Can you discuss? Can you write? Can you think? Can you analyze? Can you synthesize? Can you put things together? Can you break things down? What all can you do? And you must be able to do all these wonderful things in different, unfamiliar situations. Not the same as mentioned in the textbook, not the same as told to you by the teacher in a class during a lecture or a talk. If you can only repeat those things, you are not working at higher order thinking. The idealist teacher makes sure that his or her students are involved on a regular, daily basis, consistently with higher order thinking kinds of activities and skills in the classroom. Lecturing, but particularly using the dialectic approach. Yes, we have to, even the idealist teacher has to tell the students something, the basics. But the dialectic approach is having a conversation, having a dialogue, putting questions, stopping at the middle of a lecture, taking pauses and asking students for clarifications, for understanding, for any ambiguities, making sure have they got it before moving on. And when a teacher takes these kinds of pauses during a lecture, every so often, students learn better because the students begin to realize they don't know after 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 7 minutes when the teacher is going to ask the class for input. And the idealist teacher does just that without giving a time guide to two students. If a teacher asks a question after every 5 minutes, the students learn that 5 minutes and a question is coming. But when teachers randomize their asking of questions during a lecture, students tend to pay more attention. Students encouraged to work in groups, individually, on research projects, both oral and written. So, the idealist teacher develops the individual capabilities of the students and also the students' ability to work in a group. Because in real life, the social interaction is more important than the individualistic interaction. And the idealist teacher makes sure that students speak and write. Oral and written communications are equally stressed. Because in the real world, in the job market, the students are going to be speaking and listening more then they're going to be reading and writing. So the idealist teacher develops those skills in the students. The skills they will need in their future life are developed by these teachers in their classrooms today.